Jordan Seaton update has officially been out to the public. As you guys know, this young man right here, he has took his time with the whole process of being in the transfer portal, being one of the top guys. Many people expected, a lot of money to get thrown at him, and he would just, ultimately just commit wherever about the bag. It seems as though a lot of different things are coming out and reports are coming out about Jordan Seaton. Everybody hit the like button for me right now if you guys love the effort that he put together at Colorado, or if you just love this young man in general. Well, one thing we do know is his uncle is in control of what's going on as pertaining to his business. This is who many people expected or speculated that the tampering was happening by way of the numbers was getting thrown out, etc. Either way, some things that got reported. I can't.
Welcome back to What She Said Sports. This Shanola girl checking in. All right, so I was on a live stream when I got the news that beloved offensive tackle, left tackle Jordan Seaton has entered the transfer portal and is leaving Colorado. This is a huge shock to the Buffs football community that follows Coach Prime, because Jordan Seaton came in enthusiastic, kicking down doors, saying, come to Colorado, play for a coach that looks like you. I watched the live broadcast on Skip Bayless, Undisputed, and here we are, 2026 now, and it seems like with 4 days left with the portal still being open, just a few days after Jordan Seaton declared, come play with me, to a player at, I think, Ohio State, he decides to leave Colorado. Now, it is reported that there are two universities that are the one of the two choices for him. And neither are two that fans are going to be happy with. If it's true, Oregon is one and Texas Tech is the other, Texas Tech being in the Big 12. And Oregon, bad blood. And please don't let it be Oregon. So understand this. Fans have mixed feelings. You have former players who just transferred out saying, get yours, brother, as if it's about the money, right? And then you have fans that are not happy because, they're pointing out that these offers like this are just designed to tear down Coach Prime's program, and you're buying into that when you transfer out. Now, Travis Hunter is getting a lot of praise tonight, unexpectedly, because when he got to Colorado in 2023, he was offered a lucrative over $1 million deal to leave Coach Prime's program, similar to Jordan Seaton. But Travis Hunter stayed down and saw through the ruse and became the Heisman. So, these players got to be smarter than that, but, money seems to rule everything around them. So that's what it is. Let me know your thoughts, how you feel about learning out that Jordan Seaton is leaving. The top two schools are Texas Tech and Oregon. Now, of course, there are other schools in the hunt. Of course, Ole Miss, LSU, Alabama, the usual suspects, right? So we'll see where he lands. Let me know your thoughts. Jordan Seaton gone from Colorado with just 4 days left in the portal. Do y'all predict anybody else will hit the portal at the last minute? Let me know your thoughts.
The college football world is absolutely buzzing right now. And if you've been following the transfer portal madness, you know exactly why. We're talking about one of the most highly sought-after offensive linemen in the country, and the drama surrounding his recruitment has reached levels we've never seen before. This isn't just about a player changing schools anymore. This has turned into a full-blown bidding war that's exposing just how wild the NIL era has become. Let me break down everything that's happening right now, because this situation is changing by the hour, and the implications are massive for college football as we know it.
Well, now, one team that has been in particular going crazy after him is LSU. Now, you guys can see many people thought that Jordan Seaton would commit already because the enrollment has already happened at LSU, and previously this was Lane Kiffin saying blindside day. You guys can see a previous article said the number one transfer offensive tackle Jordan Seaton is in Baton Rouge, and LSU is pushing for his commitment. While here, when he was there, they wanted him to commit, but they said multiple reports that Seaton is expected to be in Oregon on Monday. This is a previously article, but
we're talking about an elite offensive tackle who made waves at Colorado. This young man has the kind of talent that programs dream about, the type of player who can protect a quarterback's blind side and open up running lanes like it's nothing. When he entered the transfer portal, everyone knew it was going to be a circus, but nobody predicted just how intense things would get. What makes this situation unique is the level of transparency we're seeing. Usually, these deals happen behind closed doors, and we only hear whispers and rumors. But this time, we're getting real-time updates, actual numbers being thrown around, and a front-row seat to how the college football recruiting game really works in 2025. Here's where things get absolutely insane. Reports started circulating that the initial offers were around $2.5 million. Let that sink in for a second. $2.5 million for a college football player. But that was just the starting point. As more programs got involved and the competition heated up, those numbers skyrocketed. Current reports are suggesting that the asking price has jumped to somewhere between $4 and $5 million. Yes, you heard that right. We're potentially looking at a $5 million deal for a college athlete. This is unprecedented territory, and it's raising serious questions about where college football is headed. Think about what that means. That's more money than some NFL rookies make in their first contract. That's generational wealth for a player who hasn't even graduated college yet, and it's completely legal under the current NIL rules. The landscape has changed so dramatically in just a few years that these numbers, while shocking, are becoming the new reality for elite talent. 3 major programs have emerged as the frontrunners in this recruitment battle, and each one brings something different to the table. LSU has been incredibly aggressive, flying coaches out multiple times and doing everything possible to get this deal done. The Tigers are building something special in Baton Rouge, and they see this player as a crucial piece of their championship puzzle. Oregon has entered the conversation in a big way. The Ducks have always been willing to spend money to compete at the highest level, and they're not backing down from this fight. Reports suggest they might be offering the biggest financial package, which would make sense given their history of going all in on top recruits.
I can't confirm it or not, but this is what they're saying. Seaton's hold up. Seaton wants to be LSU. LSU obviously wants him as well. The issue is his uncle. Jordan is ready to be on campus and enroll. The money-hungry uncle is wanting more money, aka using Oregon for more money. This is common nowadays with agents very greedy. So they saying they're using Oregon for leverage. Now, I can't confirm it or not. This is just what's being...
Miami is also in the mix, bringing that South Florida swagger in a program that's trying to return to national prominence. The Hurricanes have deep pockets and connections that make them dangerous in any recruiting battle. Here's where the story takes an interesting turn. Behind every major decision, there's usually someone pulling the strings, and in this case, it appears to be the player's uncle. The uncle has taken complete control of the recruitment process, and all communication is supposed to go through him. This isn't necessarily unusual in modern recruiting. Players often have family members, advisors, or agents helping them navigate these complex decisions. But the level of control and the public nature of this situation has raised eyebrows across the college football world. According to various reports, the uncle is the one driving the negotiations, potentially using multiple schools as leverage to drive up the price. There are whispers that while the player might prefer one school, the uncle is focused on maximizing the financial package. Again, these are just reports, but they paint a picture of the complex dynamics at play. Colorado fans are watching this unfold with mixed emotions. On one hand, losing a talent of this caliber hurts. This was a foundational piece of their offensive line, someone they were building around. But on the other hand, many fans seem relieved that their program isn't getting dragged into a multi-million-dollar bidding war. The Buffaloes have already moved on, bringing in several quality offensive linemen through the portal. They're not sitting around waiting. They're building their roster and moving forward. Some fans are actually happy about this approach, preferring to spread that money across multiple positions rather than investing everything in one player, no matter how talented. This shows a level of discipline that's admirable in today's crazy recruiting landscape. It's easy to get caught up in the hype and throw all your resources at one superstar, but Colorado seems to be taking a more balanced approach. This situation is about so much more than one player choosing a school. It's a window into where college football is right now and where it's heading. The NIL era has completely transformed the sport, and we're still figuring out what that means.
Uncle again, as they reported. Not me. I'm just giving it to you guys. Here's the detail as to why the people that do care what's going on with the Jordan Seaton situation. This is what's reported. They said the issue is his uncle want more money, and it seemed like he's using Oregon for that leverage in order to get it. Everybody hit the like button for me right now. Again, subscribe. Turn that post notification bell on to all. Get down in the comment section below. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation right here as pertaining to Jordan Seaton. And hit the like button if you guys love that Colorado don't seem like they is having to deal with all this stuff that's going on right here. Because
On one side, you have people celebrating that players are finally getting paid for their value. These athletes generate millions of dollars for their schools, so why shouldn't they benefit financially? It's a fair argument, and there's definitely justice in players being compensated. On the other side, you have concerns about competitive balance, the spirit of college athletics, and whether we're just creating a semi-professional league where the richest programs win every time. These are legitimate worries that the sport needs to address. As of right now, we're still waiting for a final decision. Every day brings new reports, new developments, and new twists to the saga. Coaches are flying across the country for last-minute meetings. Phone calls are being made at all hours. The pressure is immense. What makes this so fascinating is that we're seeing how the sausage gets made. Usually, a player visits a school, commits a few days later, and we only hear bits and pieces about what happened. This time, we're getting almost real-time updates on negotiations, visits, and financial discussions. Win or lose, whichever school lands this player is setting a precedent that will echo through college football recruiting for years to come. If someone pays $5 million for an offensive lineman, what does that mean for elite quarterbacks or edge rushers? What about the next generational talent? Other programs are watching closely, taking notes on what works and what doesn't. Agents and advisors are seeing the strategies being employed. Future recruits and their families are learning what's possible in this new landscape. This entire situation is a perfect snapshot of college football in 2025. It's exciting, controversial, and unlike anything we've seen before. Whether you love the new NIL system or hate it, you can't deny it's making things interesting. The bottom line is this: we're witnessing history. Regardless of where this player ends up, this recruitment will be talked about for years as an example of how wild things have gotten. It's a new era, and we're all still trying to figure out the rules. So stay tuned, because this story is far from over. Every day could bring the commitment announcement, or it could bring another twist that makes things even crazier. That's the beauty and the chaos of modern college football recruiting. What do you think about all this? Is this good for college football, or are we losing the essence of what made the sport special? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what you think about these massive NIL deals and where you see this all heading. And hey, if you've made it this far, you're clearly invested in this story. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any updates on this situation or any other major college football news. We're living through a revolutionary time in this sport, and you don't want to miss a second of it. Let's keep this conversation going.